Hey everybody, welcome to Seaside Quilting Supplies. What is it? It's Monday, August 15th, and we're just going to do a little lunch and learn. I just have my lunch, and I thought today we're going to carry on with our batting lessons so that everybody comes to understand all the great things there are to know about Quilters Dream Batting. So, if you're new to us, my name, as I said, my name is Barb. I own Seaside Quilting Supplies. I've been in business on the internet only for over 15 years, since February of 2005. And we have 3 online shops, and we do Facebook Lives every week, and on Thursday nights at 7, and pop-ups during the day. So be sure you like and follow us on Facebook so that you get notifications, hopefully. I know the notifications have been a little weird lately. But be sure you like and follow us on Facebook so that you don't miss anything fun. And then join us Thursday night at 7 for a sip and shop. I usually sip, and we look at new fabrics and new collections and new projects and batting and notions and patterns and all that stuff. So today, though, we're going to talk about Quilters Dream Batting, and I'm going through each fiber pretty specifically, like one little lesson at a time. So today we're going to talk about Quilters Dream Poly. And if you've never used Quilters Dream Batting, boy, are you in for a treat. Mwah! Hey, Mare. So when I started my shop years ago, well, first of all, I quilted with Quilters Dream Batting before I started my shop. And when I started my shop, I wanted to purposefully, intentionally carry only the highest quality products. So when I began quilting, I noticed, of course, that fabric was expensive, as it still is. And it just made no sense to me to make this expensive fabric quilt and put batting in the middle that was of a lower quality, because it just degrades your quilt from the inside out. So I established a relationship with Quilters Dream, and here we are. They are a local company here in Virginia. They ship out of Virginia. Hey, Cindy Dayton. And we're proud to be a shop that only carries Quilters Dream. So we are loading all of our videos onto our YouTube channel, which is Seaside Quilting. So hop on over to youtube.com. Be sure to like and ring that bell. When you ring the bell, you'll get a notification YouTube notifications are much more consistent, at least as far as I've noticed, about every time we post something new, you'll get a notification. You can hop on over and watch it. So if you don't have time to stay with us today, not to worry. It'll be on our Facebook page. It'll be in the private group, and it'll be on the YouTube channel for you to go back and review as you can. Hey, Sherry, how are you? So hop on over to youtube.com, like and ring that bell. Don't forget to ring that bell. And not today, but very soon, I'm going to start quietly telling you guys a secret code that you can use. If you mention it to me in an order, you'll get a little extra off your order. So you're going to want to go and watch those YouTube videos all the way through. Okay, Quilters Dream Poly. So first of all, what makes Quilters Dream different as a company is that it's made here in America. The batting is made here in America, with the exception of the silk fibers, which we do not grow a lot of. We don't, I guess grow is as good a word as any, because I'm drawing a blank for one. We don't cultivate silk fibers here in the United States. So the silk is imported, but the product is created and put together right here in the United States. So, and ours ships right out of Virginia, in just about 4 hours away from where our shop is. So, polyester is, of course, a man-made fiber. So Quilters Dream Polyester comes in 3 lofts. Request, Select, and Deluxe. And we're going to talk about those in a minute. But first, I just want to talk to you about the basics of polyester. So there are, some of you are familiar with the quilting police. You know how I feel about the quilting police. I don't like, I like all the other police. I just don't like the quilting police. So there are purists who will tell you that if you are using a cotton fabric, like any of these beautiful, gorgeous cottons hanging behind me, and if you're wondering what's hanging behind me, I'll tell you about that at the end of today's batting lesson, so stick around. Some of the quilting rules crowd will tell you that if you are quilting with cotton fabrics, you must use cotton batting. That is absolutely untrue. What you must do, though, if you're going to use fabric that you're now paying, you know, on sale with me, maybe $9, $8, $9, $10 a yard, but full price, $12, $13, $14, $15, and $16 now for the really high end, like McKenna Ryans, and some of the Kaufmans are really pricey. The RJRs are through the roof. So if you're going to spend money on expensive cotton fabric, you really do have to save your pennies and invest in great batting. And there's actually reasons for that, which I'm getting ready to tell you. So, inexpensive batting has several things, in my opinion, that make it unsuitable for using with really high quality quilt shop only cottons. The first of which for me is they're generally built around a product called scrim. And scrim is what essentially is for lack of a better word, it makes like a framework. It's not a technical frame, but it's a little bit hard to describe. But it helps them build out their batting. So Quilters Dream uses no scrim. It uses no resin, no binders, and no glues. So when the polyester fibers are being created, they can be varying thicknesses. And to help you understand that, I'm going to tell you, you know how we think about our thread, like there's 40 weight thread, there's 50 weight thread, there's 100 weight thread. Each of it performs differently in a given situation. So Quilters Dream polyester fibers are of the highest, finest quality. They're not just good quality. The fibers themselves are very, very fine, beautifully created strands of polyester. So Quilters Dream, in fact, has one of the finest, I want to use this word because, okay, I'm going to use this word denier, D-E-N-I-E-R. It's almost like a thread count. It's a word that refers to the thickness of the polyester fiber. These strands of polyester are super fine and yet so incredibly strong. So, generally, if you're buying polyester batting from a box store, you're getting about 5 million fibers per pound. Now, that may seem like a tedious fact to you, but it won't when I tell you how many are in Quilters Dream. So, in the average big box store, and you all know their names, and I'm not going to say them here because I'm not going to send you there to buy batting, about 5 million fibers per pound. So if you buy, for example, let me see. If you bought, for example, a crib size deluxe poly, which weighs roughly a pound, there'd be 5 million fibers in their product. In this Quilters Dream crib size batting, if it weighs exactly a pound, 60 million fibers. 60 million. 60 million fibers. So I tell you that so that you can understand how incredibly fine each fiber is, because you might think, okay, if their batting's got 5 million and Quilters Dream's batting's got 60 million, wouldn't it be 12 times as big? Well, no, of course not. No one would be able to manage that. What that tells you is that the thinness of the poly is so incredible that you get a just a beautiful, almost silky-like product. So, if you're making a quilt, you in the middle of it, you can put cotton, you can put poly, you can put wool, you can put puff, you can put silk, you can put bamboo. You can put whatever you'd like. My encouragement to you would be to use the best batting you can, whichever fiber you like. You need to choose a reputable company who really takes pride in their workmanship. So 60 million microfibers per pound in Quilters Dream versus 5 million in the cheaper versions. So, also there is no resin, no glue, no stabilizers. So that helps protect your expensive, very expensive machines. I know how, we all know how much our machines cost. What you don't want is batting that is full of resin and glue and chemical stabilizers, because they'll just gunk up your machine over time. Not the first time you quilt something or the second time. Over time, it has a cumulative effect on your machine. You will find that you have to change your needle more often. Now, mind you, you should be changing your needle every project. And if it's a huge project, you're going to want to change it halfway through. But you should be starting every project with a fresh needle, no matter the project, because if you think, oh, it's a little project, I just made one tote bag on it. Well, you may have sewn through canvas or webbing or, many, many layers of something, or vinyl. Who knows what you sewed through on that project. A fresh project gets a fresh needle. You'll hate me for the price, but you'll love me for doing it because it'll save you a lot of worries. Okay, so no glue, no resin, no binders. The Quilters Dream Poly is available in black and white. Black is only available in one loft. We're going to talk about that in a minute, and I should have pulled a black one. Oh, I have one here. So, you can machine wash and dry your project, of course, with poly batting. It also can be dry cleaned. You can stitch it. Are you ready for this? Up to 12 inches apart. So, if you're more of a piecer and not a quilter, and you just want to quilt enough to hold your layers together, you just want a big loopy thing here and there to hold your layers together, this is probably the batting for you. 12 inches apart. That is just, it's far exceeds anything you can find. I think almost anywhere else in distance between stitching for batting. Some of the less expensive battings, you can only stitch them up to 4 inches apart, you guys. A real pain in the you-know-what for if you're just trying to do a big loopy thing to hold your quilt sandwich together. Okay, so poly also resists wrinkling or creasing. You're just not going to have it. I want you to use it right out of the package. Do not pre-wash your Quilters Dream battings. They are so clean and so beautiful. There's absolutely no reason to put them through a machine and have to wrestle them back to nice, flat, crisp texture to put in your quilt sandwich. Use them right out of the package. So the poly is they call ultra white. That's a good shot. So you can see how it's almost, it's just super, super, super white. So it's a great choice. If you're doing an all white quilt, if you're doing like a really high level art quilt, or you're going to enter a contest and you've got a lot of white space, you're going to want a really true white batting behind that. It really only matters in those instances because when a quilt is hung, for example, on a wall for an art show or for a contest, and there are lights on it, if you have a lot of white space, a natural colored batting will add just the slightest little cast through your white fabric, and it may not be as perfect as you need it to be, but that is really the only place where you would have to have white batting. It just so happens that the polyester fibers are produced such that they are super white. Okay. So, the polyester black, and I'm going to show you all of these in just a minute. The polyester black is a deep, 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 rich black, super dark. So if you've got a dark quilt, a Halloween quilt coming up, you know, a fall quilt with lots of dark rusts and, you know, deep woodsy greens and stuff in it, you know, as you quilt your quilt, you are piercing your fabric. So you may not want, and you would almost never see it. I don't know. I did make one really dark quilt for Josh, and I did use a black batting. You just wouldn't want in a dark quilt piercings through all the cotton with the little microscopic, barely discernible peaks of white or cream coming through. So there is a Select Loft black batting that we carry, of course, that is perfect for those dark quilts. All right, let's talk about the lofts. So let me see if my little card here has. It does. But I'm going to, hang on, let me grab this. Oh, it's right here. Right here. Yay me. All right, so the Quilters Dream Poly is available in 3 lofts. This is the Request loft. Now, here's where you'll get my little spiel about be careful what you get for on the interweb. Quilters Dream has very specific labels, and they are easily discernible. So if you're shopping somewhere and you see a price for Quilters Dream Batting and you think, wow, that is just too good to be true, start looking at the label. You're going to want to look for the quilt. It says Quilts Like a Dream. It has all these little flowers perfectly placed around it. So the Quilters Dream Poly Request label is this real cute teal. So it's teal and yellow. Okay, so what is Request? Request does not mean it is the lowest quality. It doesn't have anything to do with quality. It's a level of loft and weight that Quilters Dream has assigned to their various fibers. So Request is the thinnest loft. It is the lowest weight, a nice lightweight batting. This was especially developed for hand quilters. The Request Poly was especially developed for hand quilters. It has a beautiful, beautiful drape. It works great on the machine. You can use it on the long arm when you're floating the top. Perfect for lightweight summer quilts. Perfect in wearables that you want to be lightweight. So the Request Poly, you can stitch, again, up to 12 inches apart. It is awesome for tied quilts. So if you're doing a tied quilt for someone, great batting for that. Made in the USA, of course. So this is the Quilters Dream Request Loft. So if you know you like poly batting, you won't find a better batting on the market than the Quilters Dream Poly fiber. So this is the Poly Request. Remember, Request means lowest weight, generally speaking, lowest loft. There is one exception that I'll tell you about when we get to that. This is the Quilters Dream Select Loft. So the Select Loft is the mid loft. This is the most popular loft of Quilters Dream Batting. It works great for hand quilting and machine quilting. Has a beautiful drape. It is this particular loft, the Select Loft. So the mid-weight, mid-loft is the one that's available in black. So this is the black, and where did I put my black batting? Look, this is the beautiful Poly Select Black batting. It's a beautiful dark, somebody's going to get one of these and it's going to have a little peak in it because I want you to see how dark it is. It is a beautiful, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's a beautiful dark batting. So black is available in the Select Loft. So it has the pink label with the yellow flowers. So if you're seeing it somewhere and the price is just crazy good, too good to be true, start looking for the labels. And you can always go back to my website. We have photos of the real thing, the real Quilters Dream Batting. Compare it to that. And then while you're there, order from us. You're supporting a small business. Locally run shop. I run the shop with my friend Mary, who hopped on to say hello a minute ago. So this is the Select in the white. So that's the mid-loft in white. And this is their heaviest poly. So this is the Quilters Dream Deluxe. It has a nice purple label with the great yellow flowers on it. This is a weightier loft. It's still not as heavy, of course, as the Cotton Deluxe or Supreme, but it provides a really, really good layer level of warmth and weight. And you also get a good bit of loft on this. So you're going to get extra emphasis on your quilting. So if you want to give your quilting some real definition, help it stand out, and you know you're going to use poly, use the Deluxe. If you don't mind the weight, use the Deluxe. So this is the Quilters Dream Poly Deluxe. It has a purple and yellow label. And a really nice weighty poly batting. So, all right, that's Quilters Dream Poly. Request, Select, and Deluxe. Only 3 lofts available. And the black is available in the mid-loft, the Select. So don't forget, if you have any questions, feel free to message us on Facebook. Use the chat feature. Send us a message. We're happy to answer your questions about batting. On Instagram, we are SQS2005. And on Twitter, we're Seaside2. So be sure and reach out to us at any one of those places. I'll be loading this video onto YouTube some point this afternoon. And Mary's back from vacation. So tomorrow Mary will be here. I'm sure we'll do some fun pop-up for you. But today, I thought while I was sitting here, you could glance behind me at these beautiful, so the prints on either side of me, and I know the middle one's got a print in it, but for purposes of this conversation, I'm going to call that a blender. On either side of me are 2 beautiful new Robert Kaufman Christmas prints from a collection called Festive Beauty. And I didn't get very much of either one of them. I don't know what was wrong with me because it is a gorgeous piece of fabric. Let me put it over here. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that gorgeous? So behind me, Robert Kaufman on either side, Festive Beauty. In the middle is a gorgeous piece of Free Spirit, red medallions. As soon as we're done, I'm going to lay these down, take a picture, put a 3-pack up with a good price for you guys today. And I'll be doing a batting sale post on poly batting today. So in just a few minutes, you can hop on the page or in the group and grab yourself some poly select batting. If you're not a member of our private group, just go to our Facebook page, Seaside Quilting, which is where you are right now. Click on groups at the top. Answer 3 questions and agree to my rules, which are basically be nice or I'll throw you out. And join our private group. We have over almost 400 members now in our private group, and we share ideas, quilting ideas, projects, issues, problems, and there are special group-only sales in there. So the only thing you can't do in our group is no politics. I will remove you from the group with no warning for politics. So just an FYI on that. And I think that's it for today. So be sure and check the page in just a few minutes. I'm going to take some pictures of this gorgeous Christmas collection. Isn't that beautiful? Rich reds, aren't they gorgeous? And a post on poly batting from Quilters Dream with some great prices. Don't forget, you can rewatch this whole video over on our YouTube channel, Seaside Quilting. Remember to like and click the bell. Bye, guys. Go sow some love and spread it around.